What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Reel Junkies. I am your host, Farron, here again with my man Vito, coming to you with a very late review of a phenomenal war movie. Shout out to Alex Garland for giving us another one, and that is Warfare. Came out earlier this year, around April, and is directed by, as I mentioned, Alex Garland, who's on a little bit of a roll with war films, if you all remember. Last year, he gave us another A24 movie, Civil War. This movie also produced by A24, but as much as I like Civil War, it didn't really feel like a war movie.
At all.
It wasn't that. It was really a movie about
Photographers.
journalists,
Journalists.
photojournalists and journalists who document war. That's really what the movie was about, and it was told from their perspective. This film is Alex Garland going straight into, let me depict war, not necessarily a war on a grand scale, but a war situation in the most hyper-realistic, objective way possible.
And then I want to stop you real quick.
And he didn't direct this alone either, though.
Okay,
I want to throw that out.
that's what
I was getting there. You gotta let me set it up, gang. You gotta let me get there. You know what I'm saying? You can't just dive into the mug. You know what I'm saying? You got to get it ready first. So it's also directed by Ray Mendoza, who, those of you who aren't familiar with him, he's a real Navy SEAL veteran, who's been working in the film industry for a little bit now. And the events of this film are actually told from his direct memory and the direct memory of other people who experienced this. So this movie is literally the story of something that actually happened to him, which is a crazy concept when you really think about how a film story can be told. Like, and the film opens with this. They say, in November 2006, a group of Navy SEALs are on a really dangerous mission in Iraq. This is during the war in Iraq. And the film is told exclusively from their memories. And when they give you a little bit of an idea of the making of this film at the end of it when they go through the credits. And that is the truest thing. You see, like, on set, the actual Navy SEALs who experienced this encounter, like, coming on to set, directing the actors, like, okay, when I was here, this is how I was moving. When this happened, he was over here. So the movie, the events and how things were shot was literally created from the memory of people who were there and experienced it, which added to how real and intense this movie felt.
I think that play that it's so different than it sets itself apart from a lot of other war movies.
Yes.
Because and most of the movies is told from one particular person's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, he helped write this and he helped direct this film, the person that plays him is not the main character of this movie. There is what was the movie we talked about where there was no main characters? Was it The Blackening? It's like not really a main character, but then we was like, this is the closest thing to a main character.
This movie really doesn't have a main character.
There is no main character. The story is the event. A lot of times you have, okay, this is the story because this event is happening to this person, and this person is experiencing this event. And like I said, it's told. It really doesn't even feel like it's being told from one direct person's point of view, because when something happens, it's happening to about 2 or 3 people at the same time. And like I say, I'm thinking, because it's a lot of, I don't know if I don't know if you've ever seen Band of Brothers.
I have not, but I know what it is.
So Band of Brothers, for those of you who don't know, was a movie or a TV series by HBO, a miniseries about the 82nd Airborne during World War II. And if you go back and watch this movie this series, you're going to see so many fucking actors you've never that you see now, and you're like, yo, this motherfucker was in this too. This motherfucker's in this too. Like, it's so many people in there, and I feel like this is one of those movies where I'm seeing people. I'm like, I know this actor. I just don't know where I know him from. The only person that I knew for sure that I knew was Will Poulter, and I'm thinking he's gonna be the main character when I start watching it. And
he was the highest ranking person there. I mean, his character was, I believe.
Yeah, he was the highest ranking. Well, the person the one of the people I want to talk about, he was the second. They were both the same rank, but since he was leading it, he's the highest ranking. But I'm thinking he's gonna be the main character because, again, it's a movie with Will Poulter. They didn't really advertise anybody else. And all the clips that we seen, the trailers we seen, you see him in it. But
Will Poulter was like the I'd say like the biggest star, if you wouldn't even want to
Yeah.
use that word. But this movie is really relies on the ensemble cast and doesn't. There's a few recognizable faces, like you have Joseph Quinn, you have Cosmo Jarvis, who I know I've seen in a few things
I don't
before.
know
You know,
what
I'm just
I,
like I've
I
seen him before for sure. I
no,
just
no. So
cannot for the life of me
literally,
remember what
I
I've seen
told
him in.
Farhan before we started I don't have any notes. The longest page of my notes is the actors and what I've seen them in. Cosmo Jarvis was in the only thing that I have him in here that I've seen was Shogun. And I'm
Yeah, he
sorry,
was in
I haven't
Shogun.
even seen Shogun.
But you know, he was the lone white person in that entire show. So
Okay. I
yes.
gotta watch it. I heard it's good,
Well,
and they coming
not
out
the
with
only
season
one. Let
2.
me take that back. The main one, I should say. But phenomenal show though. You should definitely watch it.
DeFaro is his name. I don't want to fuck it. I don't know if his name is like Django, or you just say
Just say
the
the
D is
Pharaoh part.
silent. Yeah, so if it's
Yeah.
Pharaoh Woon Atai, who plays the director of the film, he was in
He was
I
in
don't
Caught
remember this.
Stealing.
I don't remember his character in Caught Stealing. Damn, I do not remember that person. But he was in Reservation Dogs. It was an FX show. I think it only had 2 or 3 seasons. It's supposed to be a comedy, not that funny to me. He was in that. But like you said, it's a lot of actors in here. Michael Gandolfini, James Gandolfini's son,
Yes. Yeah.
who played the like I said, that plays the other highest ranking person that we know
Hmm.
of,
Yeah.
was Lieutenant McDonald. And yo, I don't know, I like him as an actor because I didn't even realize that was him from Daredevil Born Again.
I once again, like a lot of these people, I immediately recognize their faces. I just couldn't. The only people I immediately recognized and just knew, like, all right, Will Poulter and Joseph Quinn, boom. But the rest, it was like, I know I've seen you in something before, and I'm familiar with your work somewhat. I just can't remember. I
I
can't
didn't
piece it together
recognize
right now.
Joseph Quinn. And
I did. It took me a minute to, but I did. I didn't
I'm
recognize him at first because he was in the opening scene, and I'm like, oh, that actor looks
Mhm.
familiar. And then when they
He was the
finally
one in the
show
room the
him,
whole time at the beginning, right?
yes,
Okay. So
yeah,
I
he was
until I
also
looked
the
at the
one
cast
that
list.
he was the one
Yep, yep, yep.
yeah. He
Yeah,
he he
I'll
had
let
the
you get
worst
to
day
it.
out of just about everybody there. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll let you
yeah.
get to it. No, I think Elliot had the worst day.
They both had terrible days. Like equally, I think their days were both equally very shitty. Like I don't
But
know if one had it worse than the
it's
other.
crazy because, again, another thing that sets this apart, this is a war movie. I don't think we really seen I was about to say we didn't see anybody die. I think we 100% seen at least one
At
person
least
die.
one person. Yeah,
And Imma say that was one of the, interpreters.
yeah,
I don't even think he was an interpreter because I don't think he spoke English at all. He was a, Iraqi soldier. I don't
yeah,
think he was the only one that died, but outside of that, you see people shooting at each other, you see people get injured, but we don't see anybody die. I don't even think we see anybody really get shot. You
I
see
was gonna
people getting
point that out.
shot
Yeah,
at, but,
yeah,
like, and it where we were talking about like realism, niggas don't always die in firefights, So,
yeah,
and especially, and they may have killed people that day, but when you in that type of environment, it ain't Call of Duty. You ain't shooting a nigga like I got that nigga, I
yeah,
got that nigga.
yeah,
You shooting and you trying to stay alive. You're not keeping your head up looking at niggas. So,
yeah.
like I said, that it's a lot of things that sets this apart from other movies. And before we get into the story, I do want to mention one thing, and I'll let you take off on this. I love that there was no soundtrack to this movie. There's
Yes.
no score to this movie at all. I think there's an opening sequence, but they're watching a video, and it may
Mhm,
have been something at the end at the playoff during the credits.
mhm,
But as far as when things are happening, because I think we talked about this. We talked about this before. I don't remember which movie it was, but I said something like, "For me, sometimes the music can take me out of it,
mhm.
but sometimes
Yeah.
music is there to kind of ramp up your anxiety." I think this did such a better job without the music and using just the audio and or lack of audio and the environment of the scene to really kind of uh, ramp up your anxiety or your
Mhm.
stress level, because it's a part where you hearing shit muffled and you
Yeah,
like, yo, how long is this shit gonna last? And if you've ever
bro.
had muffled hearing, that shit don't feel good.
Nah, bro, and one thing to your point about the no score, I really like how this movie kind of built I ain't gonna say tension. It just built slowly. Like it was very deliberately paced at the start. Like
Dog.
you don't and you don't really to your point about A, no main characters, and B, like just the pacing of it, like the first half of this movie, you get like an opening sequence of like all the soldiers together celebrating, and then from there, it kind of, I don't want to say it gets straight to it because the first opening sequence isn't really them in a firefight or anything. It's them just taking over this family's house and making it their base of operations, basically.
Which I just one quick break, bro.
Mhm.
That shit like that happened in Iraq, and it's crazy because we as a country, you know, we've made some enemies. We've made people our enemies. Like, and we'll get to it at the end because what they destroyed these people's house,
bro.
Bro,
When they first went in there, I'm thinking they're looking for somebody. I'm like, all right, is somebody with who's associated with Al Qaeda? Something that must be in this house. The way y'all moving in here,
you heard what
you find out it's just a regular family. I'm like,
you heard what the first nigga said?
Well,
I like this house. I like this one. I'm gonna take this one. So, okay,
like, huh? That's how y'all feel it. It's like after that experience, I'd be like, I ain't gonna lie. And it's by the end of the movie, when that family like got themselves together, I was like, I ain't gonna lie, they're gonna hate America after this, and I can't even blame them.
Imagine somebody running up in your house.
I can't even blame them.
Waking you up out your sleep, putting you in
guns
one
pointed
bedroom,
at you though. Waking you up out your sleep with guns pointed at you.
Putting your entire family in one bedroom for hours, and then some other niggas roll up to your house and start shooting that bitch up.
That are trying to kill the people who just took over your house. So now you in a firefight that don't got shit to do with you.
And then
in your own house.
They blow up your the top floor of your house.
like, bro, what? Bro, that family, I was thinking about them for like, it was hard to think about them sometimes because there's so much happening. You almost forget they're there sometimes.
Yeah, a focus.
And then like it'll cut off to them, and I'm like, oh shit, they are still in here in their own house with their entire crib getting destroyed and shot the fuck up, and they have nothing to do with anything going on. They ain't on the American side. They ain't on the side of the terrorists shooting at them. They just a regular Arabic family trying to live their life, and here they are in the middle of a firefight.
And I'm gonna take a I guess a controversial statement that I know some people that I know are not gonna like. Were they necessarily terrorists?
You talking about the ones shooting at the I mean, we'll just say bad guy. We'll say antagonist.
I'm gonna say
more than likely, yeah.
So and
I'll just say this. The level of weaponry they had is not something that I think your average suit tailor is carrying around.
I only say that because I'm sure some of them were 100% terrorists.
Right? Absolutely.
I only say that because the way that the war on terror, but specifically Iraq was very fucked up. A lot of fucked up shit happened in Iraq that our country did. I'm sure some of it was not malicious intent. Again, intent doesn't matter a lot of times.
Yeah.
But you have some niggas that's like, yo, I'm protecting my home.
Yeah.
These niggas invaded our country, destroyed our military and our government, all levels of our government, and they're here and they're occupying our land.
Yeah.
So
it was almost.
I can't. I hate to say it, you know, especially like, you know, when you when you've been in that type of shit, but like, all them niggas wasn't terrorists. Some of them niggas was just.
I think that's fair because even
angry.
The Islamic interpreters that they had that the troops had, even they when they heard the you know the megaphone call basically that went out. And they were like, hey, this isn't good. Like, they're calling all Muslims to come and kill y'all. So that included, I assumed, the way I interpret it is like they're including everybody. Like, hey, if you want to come get you some Americans on your kill count, come on. We accepting everybody who's willing to come help us do this.
And they had to because, and I guess we just jumped into it. Like Farhan said, when it, you know, the beginning of the movie is I don't want to say it's slow because things are happening. And even during this time, the tension is ramping up. Like they're progressing the story with every minute that's going on. You like, yo, something's going to happen. I know something's going to happen. But again, without the fucking, the score to this movie, you don't know when it's going to happen. And when it does kick off, I'm not gonna lie. That's on my actual note page. I got 2 notes, and it's the grenade rolling.
Bro, the grenade that's the other thing about this movie, bro, is it's like, and getting to my point about the pacing, like the way this movie started was just very deliberate in terms of it didn't they didn't necessarily introduce you to each character one by one and all that, but you saw their camaraderie, you saw their interaction,
You just
you
hear niggas
saw
being
this.
called.
Yeah, it's just the situation was very still. They were after they obviously took this whole family's house over. It was like after that happened, the pacing and like the tone of the movie was like very calm and still. And then
Mhm.
you kind of slowly start to see things go left. You start to see the same few dudes pacing back and forth. Then you see the same dude pacing, and now he's at the top of the building across the street. Like the Americans have like a sniper who's like watching across the street, just kind of like reading the terrain, seeing what people are doing. You see a dude, they start off on ground level, then they get up to the first point when I realized something might be off is when my man's from across the street went up and was peeking out the window. He was like looking directly at the American's house, but it didn't give an indication that he could see them, but he's looking at that house.
So
And then he gets all the way to the top looking at the house and he's on the phone. Then it's two of them. Then next thing you know, they clearing the streets. And you start to see slowly but
yeah,
surely the Americans realizing like, oh, they know
it's
we're
about to
over
kick
here.
off.
Yeah,
So
like
that
it's about to go down.
I don't. They said it a few times. They say peeking and probing.
Hmm.
And I think I'm like it's funny because it's two words that are they're similar, but like honestly, peeking is look that's the nosy neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
hey, what's going on over there? Ooh, let me see what's
Hmm.
happening. Probing is shit. I want all the details about that shit. I want to know
Yeah.
who the people that just pulled up to this house, who outside fighting, uh, what's the name of the person that they called last week? You know,
Hmm.
so they say it a few times that, and they have a shorthand that they're using with the another team of sailors. So, I want to point that out. That pissed me off throughout the whole movie.
What?
I don't know if you watch. I had subtitles on, and it said soldier every time. It said soldier 1, soldier 2, soldier 3, soldier 4.
Oh, in terms of instead of giving them
Yeah.
names.
Instead of them saying like, because they're sailors, you know.
Yeah.
But then when the other team came in, they called them Navy SEAL. It was Navy SEAL 1, Navy SEAL
Navy
2.
SEAL too.
I was
It
like,
was
all
like, all
right,
right,
man,
dog.
y'all tripping. But yeah, like that part itself, and then the part right before the grenade kicked off, somebody walking a fucking in a house with a fucking machine gun.
Yeah.
Buddy, like, I ain't have a shot. I could have, but
When he for
that
sure
like
had the shot.
that whole thing, that whole setup, I think was like I said, intense because they're talking back and forth to each other, like, hey, I see this guy, this guy, this guy. I see this guy, this guy, this guy. What is he doing? Is he doing this? He doing that? And the main sniper goes one time, he go, yo, I done seen this nigga looking over here one too many times. And his buddy asked me, say, you see a gun? No. But you know, they kind of got a feel of what's happening
Yeah.
and niggas get nervous. And you see niggas, you see the sweat on a brow coming up more. Um, Niggas is shaking and jittery. And I don't really want to say shaking and jittery because they was pretty steady handed, but you see
But
them
like you
fidgeting a little
see,
bit.
yeah, you see them start to realize like how severe the situation is getting, and you see them realize it almost in real time, right up to the point when that grenade gets launched in there, and that's when the movie really sets off, and it's really nonstop from there. Because from
Yeah.
that point on, this movie gets very intense. And one thing I want to compliment this movie on is you see a lot of war movies, maybe not a lot, more in more recent time. I feel like more recently, war movies are starting to focus more on the horrors of war instead of just trying to glorify it. But you've seen that a lot in Hollywood where, they'll take war movies or war situations and put their, Hollywood flair on it and dramatize it and add in
A
pieces that
lot
kind of
of them.
fictionalize the story. This one, even if they did add in things that were fictionalized, it didn't feel like it.
You
Like
wouldn't
it
know.
you wouldn't know. Like everything you watched in this movie felt like they had Navy SEALs on set that recounted what happened that day.
Like I
Like, and
said,
you felt that through the way this movie played
you
out.
don't have one guy shooting 13 people.
Yeah.
You know,
Literally,
you don't
you
have
weren't
it.
lying when you said no one in this movie gets shot. I think maybe one person actually gets shot, and I think it was one of the terrorists. Like you saw them fire around in
No,
that
usually they
direction. You
drop
saw
and
him
they drop.
fall, and that's it.
They
You
didn't
don't
die.
you don't see anything else as
He
far as like people
scurried.
getting shot or
He
anything else
he
like that in
he
this
may
movie.
have died, but we won't know.
We
And
won't
they
know.
probably didn't know because
Yeah.
the first thing when he dropped, he scurried behind a wall.
Hmm.
We don't see him anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one thing I did also like that when light spoilers, but at the beginning after the grenade gets thrown, you know, they're trying to evacuate. They're trying to get out. They have some help come in. They're moving towards the vehicle that's supposed to help them, and then things go left. I'll just say
That's
that.
not. We can say it because that's my other note.
Things go left.
A
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen this movie that came out in April.
Bradley came in, and again, just the way that they're doing it, bro. They stack everybody up on the door. The two Iraqi soldiers are first in line. They say,
First of all, they did them dirty.
y'all gonna go out. We gonna clear. So
they did them so dirty.
They did them dirty, but
they did them so dirty.
I understand it though.
I understand, but that's my point still stands that they did them dirty.
Because one of the things they're worried about, you know, they're like, we don't know if we can really trust them. We don't know if we can how much we can trust them.
Trust them, yeah.
So, like you said, when the call of prayer happened, and they're telling them like, "Yo, come get these motherfuckers."
Mm-hmm.
Both of the motherfuckers come upstairs. They say, "Hey, they coming." They said, "I understand, but we need y'all to keep downstairs secure." And they're like, they standing there like, nigga, if they coming to kill us, they coming to kill you. And if they not coming to kill you, you with them.
Yeah.
And so they, you know, they get them back downstairs, and like you said, when the Bradley come, which is like a kind of like a tank.
Yeah.
The nigga, they throw smoke out, obscure. They said that he like go out. Those two go out. They stop the first American. I think that was the Marine captain.
Yeah.
Next up, he stops them. He said,
"Not yet.
Hold on, not yet." They out there. Boom, and it was a big ass explosion. So that's like, at first I'm like, did they shoot something at it? But it was too big. I'm like, when did somebody run by and leave something there? Because,
bro, that's what was fucking me up. Because I was like, how did an IED get there?
Because that was a big ass. You don't just.
That was an explosion. Like that shit caused damage.
And again, IEDs are meant to be left laying around, but also, nigga, you're not about to have a whole bunch of people running past this motherfucker the whole time.
Yeah, and it's not like this was it's not like the place they were at was meant to be a military base. This was a family home that got turned into a base of operations.
Well, I will say they do not give a fuck.
It's true, but I'm just saying, like,
they place that motherfucker anywhere.
Like anywhere. You're right.
But so my problem with it was, like I said, like the Bradley, we just gonna call it a tank. The tank was there for a nice little minute before it went off. Yeah. And it didn't go off until, you know, so maybe somebody called it in when they seen the sailors come out. I guess that's why they call them soldiers. It's so much easier to say than Navy SEALs.
Yeah.
But when they came out, you know, so like I said, the two Iraqi soldiers are already out there. And then you start seeing Americans come out and that bitch go off. Again, no music, no wrap up, no, nothing. None of that. Just
straight to it. And another thing I love that they did, you know how in war movies do this all the time. When there's an explosion and you see like the soldiers recovering and there's that ringing in the back and they did not do that in this.
It was just quiet.
It was just quiet.
I'm sorry, quiet or muffled.
Quiet, muffled, or you just heard like dust settling and coughing. And that's it. Like they tried to immerse you into that experience as much as they could. It was no score, no crazy sound effects, none of that. It was just you watching the aftermath of what just happened.
And during that, like you said, as far as them like from taking it from everybody's recollection of what happened, you see one guy get up, bring a guy inside. He ain't check on nobody else.
Yeah,
because tunnel vision at that point. He's like, yo, I seen this nigga. I took this nigga inside. The main character, I don't want to keep calling him main character. The director, his character, he sees somebody, he grab him, trying to pull him. They leaving shit outside because again, we just got blown up. Let's get the fuck inside.
Yeah,
I think. We ain't even. So one of the Iraqi soldiers blew up. But then the other one, that nigga just took off.
He got the fuck on, bro. He said, "Fuck all of y'all." He said, "Y'all sent us to the basement. Y'all sent us out here to die first. Fuck y'all. I'm up."
These niggas blowing tanks up.
These niggas pull takes up. I'm out of
What
here.
I'm supposed to do?
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of felt him in that moment, even though, because it's like, you
send me out there by myself.
You send me out there to die.
I'm leaving you too.
Yeah, I'm up, bro. Y'all don't care about me. I'm clearly expendable to y'all. So let me make it easier for y'all and just remove myself from the picture.
That's what it is. I care about you enough until you're, like you said, you're useful to me right now, but you're expendable. If you let me know I'm expendable, you got whatever's coming to you.
I'm that expendable to y'all. You know what? Let me help y'all out and just remove myself from the situation then. I don't even need to be here. If I'm that expendable, there's no reason for me to be here at all. I felt him on that real shit. Because I even said that at the beginning when they were like, all right, yeah, you guys go out and guard the door. I was like, excuse me? And they just stood there and looked at him. I'm like, why aren't y'all saying nothing? See, how about a no?
See, I was looking at them niggas like, well, the same way he said, you think we can rely on them? That was my first thought when he said,
yeah,
I just need y'all to guard the door.
Yeah.
Nigga, make sure nobody don't come. If somebody come in on us, let us know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that nigga, them niggas just looking like, oh, they was probably like, let's go home, let's leave now.
Yeah.
But like you said, so we looking at it different. The same thing happened. I'm looking at it from their point of view, where it's like, nigga, go guard the fucking door. We got everybody wasn't doing something when they was upstairs. Let's just say that. But we got more important shit to do. You know, y'all go watch like
live. We got more important shit to do. like stay alive.
Well,
y'all go out there and get blown up.
Let me put it like this. If they were watching the door like they were supposed to, that IED might not have went off.
You know what? They might have seen some shit. You know what?
They might have seen some shit. Because
they might have seen some shit.
I say they weren't doing shit, but the one guy was watching, he was in that room the whole time. He was watching the surroundings that way.
Mm-hmm.
You had the 2 snipers in that room. You had somebody protecting them. Then you had the captain and the radio guy. Passing word. Then you had the lieutenant, who's the same rank as the captain.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't a captain. Oh, I'm sorry. The Will Partner was the lieutenant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And the captain, who's the same rank as the lieutenant, they were operating a UAV type deal. Don't know what it was, but they was operating something like that. That's everybody.
Yeah.
So you 2 niggas
guard the door,
guarding the door, and guarding the family. And y'all niggas acting like we just told y'all to run outside and do donuts in front of these niggas, do cartwheels.
I mean, that's how they took it. That's how they took it. That's all I know.
If they would have did their job,
ironically enough, I caught like in the subtitles when they were speaking, they were like, if we go out there, we die.
Yep.
I mean, they went out there. What the fuck happened? I'm just saying.
But they didn't. That was after the fact. If they would have did their job initially, and only one of them died.
Fair enough. Only one of them died. The other one, my bald-headed man, whatever his name is, he did make it.
The one that spoke English took off.
The one that spoke English was like, yeah, y'all got this. I'm up.
And they probably caught his ass later. And I'm not talking about the American. I'm talking about the
I know exactly who you was talking about.
Shooting at them probably caught his ass later.
They were like, hey, bro, why don't you just over there with, why don't you just in there with some people over there trying to,
he probably
come
did
on.
Not make it far. And
I doubt it.
So just to talk about this recollection, there's I think it was about, I think they said it was like 4 or 5 platoons out there. We only focus on this one platoon and what's happening around them.
Mm-hmm.
A second platoon does come around them.
I hated them.
Those niggas. So the one nigga,
assholes, bro.
The one nigga, what's that nigga name? Cause I seen him. I remember him from Riverdale.
Charles Melton. I know exactly who you're talking about. From
he
Riverdale,
was also on History of the World Part 2, which fucking sucked. Mel Brooks should have just left that alone. But no, it focuses on them once they were just, and
they were not good people.
I don't want to say it only because, like I said, they wanted, when they walked in, you can see the mood of everybody in there. Nobody was good.
Yeah.
Nobody was good. Everybody was spaced out, looking like they about to fall out right then and there. Yeah. So they trying to liven niggas up, and then you see how fucked up the two niggas that
were closest to the that were closest to the IED.
You see how they are, and see how fucked up they were. they were trying to bring the mood up, and they just were not doing it in the correct way.
Yeah, they
Because
fail.
the
They
fact that
fail.
he had to keep telling niggas to watch where they stepping at. A nigga leg is hanging off. Nigga done kicked his leg about 2 or 3 times, bro. He got to keep telling the nigga, watch where you stepping.
And then niggas coming by patting him on the chest and shit. Like, nigga, leave
Uh,
him alone, bro. Like, nah, that second platoon, bro, when they came through, I was like, I ain't gonna lie.
I hate these niggas.
I hate these niggas, bro. Like, bro, I was waiting on a scene. Like, I was picturing it in my head. I'm like, bro, when they make it out of this, it's gonna be a scene where somebody on the platoon in that house fucks up somebody else on that other platoon. Like, I'm seeing it happen.
That's what I was gonna say. Another part, like I said, most movies you get a whole backstory about niggas, at least some exposition about it. With this one, you only get this. I guess I don't even want to really call it a battle. You get this firefight.
That's the character development right there.
That's it.
Really there's nothing.
We don't know how they interact with each other outside of this. We don't know how they interacted with each other. One, before they got to Iraq.
Mhm.
Two, while they're in Iraq. We don't know if they lost anybody, how they behaved then. We don't know how anybody was formed again. We literally don't know anything. We only see this. So like you said, like we don't know. They might 100% actually hate each other.
Mhm.
But also it could just be what I said earlier. It's like, yo, maybe that one nigga, he was 100% too extra though.
Yeah,
the nigga that was pumping his chest, like,
too much, doing too much, bro, doing way too much. Like, come on, bro, that wasn't it.
He also, that might just be him. That nigga might always be extra.
Yeah, he needed to go somewhere, and I even Ray, like the character Ray, was just like, dude, he doesn't need this shit right now, and he kept going. He's like, fucking A, like I gotta deal with two severely wounded soldiers, people shooting at us from the outside, and now my help is in here making shit more irritating. Like, bro, they was going through it.
And that, I think that's what it is. Is he was irritating as fuck. I'm trying to get my shit together. I'm trying to focus. Because remember, he pulls the radio plug out at a point. This is right after the explosion happens. You got people, hey, what's going on? Where are these people at? Where they all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? That's happening while other people are talking about other shit in different areas. Because, like I said, we only focus on this one platoon. All the platoons that were out were in firefights at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he pulls the fucking radio piece out. So he can't hear shit. He can't say shit. Just to calm himself down. And it's funny because when he gets ready to start talking again, he's talking in his mic and nothing's happening. Before he realized, oh shit, I unplugged this shit. But no, that nigga was annoying. Bro. He was just loud and just like, dog.
Just like you just completely unhelpful in this situation. Like you were probably
you're not helping at all.
You're like you did nothing useful the entire time you were here. For the most part, I really don't have a lot of criticisms of this movie outside of just the non-transparency of what was happening and why those soldiers were there. But in the same breath, I don't really I want to use that as a criticism, but part of me also feels like that was kind of the point of the movie.
So I'm gonna tell you. So I probably wouldn't have picked it up either.
Okay.
But during that time where they were in the house,
mm-hmm.
It was like within like the first 5 or 10 minutes that we see them during daylight.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody comes over the radio and he says, I don't remember what unit what he called them, but he said all units are out of the area now.
Mm-hmm.
So what they were doing was all of those units, those platoons were providing security for the ground units.
Mm-hmm.
So, and when they was in Iraq, what they would do is they send some people in early, some snipers, and then whenever they do their actual operation, so when the Marines come in or the Army come in and they kick it indoors, the snipers are watching them, so they can see, hey, if this person's placing the IED, if this person doing this. They it's really just, it's added security.
Okay, but like, got you.
So, like I said, I also read the synopsis, and it says that like they were providing but then, like I said, he does say it, but it's really, it's really quick. It's really quick.
Yeah, and it's not harped on. Yeah, and like I said, I also feel like that's kind of the point of the movie is this movie to me felt like we want to create a film that gives the audiences the most objective and as close to real as we can get experience of what a soldier in battle is going to go through. Like within this self-contained situation. That I felt like that was what the objective of this movie was. And in that sense, I think that sort of informed some of the narrative choices they made, like
Mm.
deciding to only give us so much detail about each character. Like it didn't dive into who their families were and like you said, all these different details about them. It focused on who they were as soldiers, what their roles were in this situation, and how they were going to execute said roles. And then, them facing the obstacles that come along with that. There was really no long drawn out character development situations. There was no score. There was no, movie theatrics or, Hollywood pizzazz they tried to put on this. This was about as straightforward and as raw and as real of a war film as I've seen in a long time. That's why I'm giving this an 8.5. This was phenomenal work right here by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza. And like I said, this movie, you can tell, like I said, the movie started with this movie was made through the memories of the people who experienced this situation. And you can tell by how this film is portrayed, how the scenes play out, the attention to detail in certain scenes. There's a lot of strong attention to just the small details. And it's the sound editing is incredible
Man,
in this
amazing.
movie. Is
Amazing.
incredible. So like, yeah, 8.5. I really want to go up to a 9, but I'm gonna go 8.5 right
I'm
now.
gonna
This
give
was
it a 9.
phenomenal work. I'm not mad at it at all.
I'm gonna give it a 9. Like I said, I usually don't even pay attention to sound work. The only time I really mention the score if it's ass.
Yeah,
So like they as far as like, yo, this so realistic. Obviously I ain't no Navy SEAL, so I don't know. But
yeah,
but like they want it to be as close to real as possible. And you get that sense at times.
yeah,
Ray Mendoza, I didn't know that he was in a film industry that long until I looked at his thing.
yeah. No,
He's been in a lot of big projects, and he's actually done a lot with Alex Garland.
yeah, he's
They've
worked with Garland quite a bit.
they've worked together quite a bit, but he was in Active Valor, which Active Valor I think came out in it was either 11 or 12.
It was
I remember
2012.
when it came out because I want to say I was just out of boot camp and I was in my training school,
Mhm.
and I think it came out then, and everybody went to go see it. Niggas in theater, sure, yeah, 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 all that shit. We motivating them for shit,
Yeah,
but you're watching, and you're like, this shit kind of it's a lot happening. So we're talking about how they Hollywooded. They Hollywooded the fuck out of it.
yeah,
But they say we got real Navy SEALs acting. They playing themselves. It's
yeah,
like, all right, that's cool. But then you watch it, you like, yo, it's a lot happening. And
yeah,
niggas criticize that shit after it came out because it's really like a big ass advertisement for like the Navy and Navy Special Forces.
yeah,
But with this, like you said, niggas is not doing spectacular shit. The way they've portrayed Navy SEALs over the years, you thinking, yo, man, this nigga about to kill about 30 people. This nigga about to kill
yeah,
about 30 people. So nigga, they good. So
mhm,
it don't show you that. They tried not to Hollywood. I don't know if they Hollywooded it up, but um I know some, like I said, taking it from the recollection of other people and then writing it down that way, I think really sets it apart from a lot of other war movies because a lot of times, like you said at the beginning, they take this from one person's point of view. It's usually the main character. And then they may be able to get access to some reports that they may look at. I said 9. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have any criticisms. Oh,
I'm trying to think
I
of
don't
some.
think it's
I
a
don't.
10. I think it's very close to pushing up as on a 10, but I
Mhm.
feel like you said, it was just for me, it was just so short. And this movie was what, hour and 48 minutes, something like that.
Not even. I think it was like an hour 30 something. This was a
Okay.
very concise movie. Like this went by very quick.
I've said this before about a movie. I'm gonna say it again. I think this would have been a great miniseries for fucking HBO or FX or something like that.
This would have been a hell of a
Uh,
mini series.
And HBO has, but I think if they made it to a miniseries, they would have Hollywooded it up.
Probably. They would have had to. I think
Yeah.
putting this in a concise, little over 90-minute type of movie, it allowed you to just be a lot more
Tense.
visceral and straight to the point.
And to really
Whereas
just enjoy it without, like I said,
yeah,
if this was a mini series, and obviously this would have been like maybe an episode,
yeah.
they would have expanded so much more. But again,
It would have
maybe
got
this
Hollywooded as a miniseries for sure. I
um
agree with that.
I did want to point out, I actually love when they in movies just based off true stories and based off real events, when they show the character and the actor side by side.
Mhm.
And it's so funny because like they show a bunch of people and then you start seeing blurred faces.
Yeah.
You
I
see some
peeped that.
blurred faces.
Yeah.
And at first I'm like, okay, maybe this guy's still working. That's why his face is blurred. But then you see this guy's face blurred, and you're like, okay, he's not working with them. So it's like maybe he just couldn't get they couldn't get consent to show somebody's face or something. And
And
they're
that makes
respecting
sense. I
them.
mean, yeah,
Because
these are
they
regular people,
they
so
blurred
at
the
the end of the day.
families' faces.
Yeah.
They blurred both of the interpreters' face or the Iraqi soldiers' faces, the
Yeah,
one
they
that
blur both
died
of their
and the
say,
one that
yep.
ran off.
Mhm.
So it's a lot of things. Like I said, I mean, it's a good movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
If you like even if you just it's not really a history aspect. It is, but it's not because it happened. So some history there, and it shows some of what they were going through when they were in Iraq around that time. But it's more so like if you like war movies and you like good stories, even with the story not really being it's not being told to you. Like
Yeah.
a lot of times when we're watching movies, they're like, hey, we have to go do this, 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 this. We're gonna do this. We're on this adventure to do this. Our mission is to go do this. So this, it's laid out to you throughout the movie, the beginning of the movie. But and I know I said they don't tell you the story, but they tell you the story while it's happening through their actions, through what they're doing, through the dialogue.
Mhm.
There's no exposition about what's happening at all. Like I
Yeah.
said, we're finding out what's happening as it's happening because what they're going through. I think one of the guys said he during one of the points in the movie, he's like, "Yo, sir, what are we doing? What are we gonna do?" He said, "I don't know."
Like, hey,
He's like,
guess
"I
as
don't
good as
know."
mine.
And when they boys came in, he walked off and he like, "Man,
Yeah.
I'm fucked up. I don't like," he couldn't, he couldn't get himself together. It was so much going on, man.
Yeah.
That explosion. I think after the grenade and the IED, I don't think we had any more explosions, but it was a bunch of shit just knocking, dog.
Yeah.
Like niggas they were shooting the fuck out of them. Or not them, but at them. Like
Yeah.
if those were homes in America, they would not be standing anymore. But they got fucking concrete, cement, and brick homes. So
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that house survived so much.
because when he
That
said
house that house is resilient.
we gonna take the top floor off with the claymores, I was like, all right, here. I was like, nah, they can't blow it off. But then the tanks came around again. They said, take the top floor off. He said, no, I can't do that. Take the fucking top
Take the
floor off.
top floor off.
I'm thinking that bitch about to be in pieces, but again, it's not an actual tank, it's a little smaller. One thing before we roll out, I thought was some cool ass shit that I didn't even know they did that shit. That shit was cool as fuck. The what did he call it?
Oh, the show
A
of
show of
force?
force.
That yeah, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie. I fucked
Hey,
with that too.
he say show of force. I'm like, they not gonna shoot because they right on top of us. He
Mhm.
say show of force. I'm thinking they gonna like shoot off some smoke or some shit like that. The fucking jet comes out of nowhere, dog, and is basically touching the fucking ground at this point.
Yeah.
And they fucking push that bitch. And it's just that was a cool ass shit. Never seen
That
no shit
yeah.
like that.
Both I think it was like 2 or maybe 2 times or 3 times it happened in the
Yep.
film. Each time I was like, yeah, that hits. Every time that hits. That was dope. I'm not gonna lie. I will say if you are a fan of A24 and the type of projects they produce, I think you'll appreciate this movie. If you like movies that give you a level of realism, you're going to enjoy this movie. If you like movies that just have good writing and just good display of directing and sound editing and just a movie that immerses you in an experience, you're going to like this movie. It's not an easy watch. this is one where after you're done watching it, you're going to be like, I probably need a shot, or I need to roll up, or I need to go watch cartoons, or I need to do something to forget that experience. Not in a bad way, but it's just one of those movies that's really, really good and really quality. But because of the hyper realism that I think it leans into at some points, and because it tries to immerse you with this experience, it's not necessarily one I'm jumping to watch again, just because it's a lot of, this movie's intense. It's a lot
Yeah.
happening. You know
And
what I'm saying?
I didn't
So
even mention the directing, dog. I didn't mention the dialogue. Like I
yeah,
said, the movie, it's you kind of forget that, you know it's a movie because obviously you watch the fucking movie, but you kind of forget because the dialogue is it's not that much dialogue.
yeah,
They don't need that much, but every time, they deliver those lines, you like, yo, this nigga fucked up too. This
yeah,
and honestly, that's most of the dialogue. It was either very calm moment before that grenade rolled in. And that's how I don't, it is broken up in three parts still, but I break it up in two parts. Before the grenade rolled in
and
and after the
after,
grenade rolled in.
nah, same,
Because it's two different vibes. Even like I said, they sitting up there, they chilling, they still talking shit to each other, they still fucking with each other. When Buddy, uh, when he seen the guy with the machine gun, and he radioed to the other sniper, he said, "Hey, I just seen the guy with the machine gun. He ran inside too fast. I couldn't get the shot off." This nigga
yeah,
radios back weak. you
just
know,
weak,
he said, he weak. Then the main sniper comes
yeah,
back. He go, "Yo, I seen the guy with his machine gun. I couldn't get him." He's sitting there. He's
weak,
weak. He like, what the?
yeah, though,
So like it's showing, that experience, and it goes from them being playful and shit to, all right, nigga, we got to get serious now. And it ain't even though, hey, nigga, we got to get serious. Everybody's serious after this shit happened. When
yeah,
that grenade roll off, and it, like I said, when we did, what was it?
the
Blackish.
blackening,
We talked about how those two tones, kind of, they did a good job of it, but
hmm
a lot of times those two tones trying to push those together doesn't work. And sometimes it didn't work in Blackish because I think we both said it wasn't really horror, or it didn't feel
yeah,
like a horror movie. It's more of a comedy,
yeah, more
dark
comedy
comedy.
with some horror elements
Yeah.
in it.
Like you didn't get that with this film, you didn't get that battle. Like it
Yeah,
really just felt really concise. Like I said, especially with the dialogue and the directing again, because no, I don't think anybody in here is really like a huge actor. Like that
no,
that you've seen in, like, you like, yo, like I said,
Will
outside of
Poulter and
Will
Joseph Quinn
Poulter
are probably the only two.
and even, oh, Joseph Quinn, I forgot that motherfuckers,
Team and Torch,
Moving Torch
yeah,
and Eddie Munson.
yep,
But even Will Poulter, like, I've seen him and shit. The only thing I can remember, did I write it down? Because I'm not trying to tell you like
he's
how
been in
much
quite a few things.
he's been in a few things, but it's like I can't remember. He was in
Yeah,
We're the Millers. Um, he was in Chronicles of Narnia. Now that I'm thinking about it, he was that little nigga.
yeah,
Uh,
he's had a long list for sure,
Guardians
absolutely.
of the Galaxy, War Machine. So he's
Yeah,
in shit, but like once I seen it, I'm like, yo, he wasn't this shit. He wasn't this shit. But like as soon as I seen him, I'm not like, he's in this movie, this movie, this movie. He's not a who's a popular white actor. He's not a Leonardo DiCaprio. A lot of people,
yeah,
I know that's a very extreme,
that
but
was an extreme, but I
like,
we follow.
he's not a Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah,
He's not a white
yeah,
Michael B. Jordan. I'll say that.
yeah. Like
Yeah,
his star power isn't that, no.
yeah, Michael B.
But
Jordan. You see Michael B. Jordan, you like, okay, he was in Creed 1, Creed 2, Creed 3. He was in Fruitfield Station, he was in Black
mhm,
Panther, he was in Without Remorse. You can go down the list and be like,
the
yo,
list
Michael
of
B. Jordan was
films.
in all this shit. He was in
Yeah,
fucking The Wire, but I didn't have that with these actors.
yeah,
Even
yeah,
like I said, I didn't even recognize of what you say, Joseph Quinn.
yeah, yeah.
I don't even know the nigga name. I just know what he was in. you know?
That's a damn
So
shame. Put some respect on Joseph Quinn, man. But yeah, no, I was thoroughly impressed with this film. Definitely glad we checked this one out. Definitely show this one some love. It's out on
where can they
HBO
watch it?
Max
Okay.
right now. I'll say out on
I
H.
keep on
Hey,
jumping the gun. I'm sorry, dog.
hey, sometimes your brother knows what he's doing. Just a little bit. Not a lot bit, but just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I
You
know
know
a
what the
little something.
problem is?
What's up?
I wasn't able to go off this time.
Oh, you ain't get a
I
tangent.
I was
It's cool.
so
I'm gonna stop you before you do.
listen,
So
we was
that's
so
been our
focused on the
review of
movie.
Warfare, y'all. We appreciate all of y'all support, man.
Oh shit.
Showing love to the Real Junkies. We do appreciate it. But no, do on real note though, definitely go watch this movie and show this movie some love and support. Definitely some of A24's best work as far as a war movie goes. Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza, shout out to them for producing this one. This was an amazing experience.
I want to see the next thing they're gonna put out together.
Yes, like I need this combination now. From now on, them two need to do a lot more work together. So if you guys have seen Warfare, let us know what you think. Also recommend you go back and watch Civil War if you haven't seen that as well. Another great movie from Alex Garland.
That was a little scary though. Just only because of what's happening right now in our country.
I was about to say a little bit, a lot of bit. That movie feels
scary, man.
And we feel a lot closer to the events of that movie than we should. And I'll just say that. Always continue to like, comment, subscribe. We do appreciate all the support. And until next time, this is the Reel Junkies. Peace.